I have this super quick and easy, fun little crab card for you today. Hey everyone, it's Joy and welcome back to my channel. I'm using products from scrapbook.com, this little mini crab die and the Thanks Friend stamp set. The mini crab die, as of right now of recording, is free with any purchase at scrapbook.com. That's just going on for a few more hours. And then that Thanks Friend stamp set for the next couple days, you can get that free with a purchase, I think, of like $25 or more, and you can add that to your cart over at scrapbook.com. So super fun products. I'm also using the new magnetic mat from scrapbook.com. So one side is magnetic, the other side is just their regular magic mat. And so I'm just kind of showing how it just sticks here lightly, but if you pick it up and tilt it, your die cut does not fall off, which I absolutely love. I'm so happy with this magnetic mat. So I'm die cutting this cute little mini crab from the Peppermint, the red cardstock from the Peppermint paper pad. We're going to have two little crabs on our card, and you can see this other bigger piece is kind of like a shadow piece that you could die cut. I'm not going to use that piece for my crabs today, but I am trying to get the little eyeballs off, and so I'm going to die cut the eyeballs from black cardstock. This is scrapbook.com's mixed media cardstock. And so I'm going to die cut two sets of eyes. I do have the link down in the description for the deals on those products that I was talking about at the beginning. So you can go ahead and click on that if you want to check those out. Then I am using the beach vacation die. I want the palm tree, and I'm using one of the greens, a darker green from the Floral smooth cardstock, and then the dark brown from the Neutrals smooth cardstock from scrapbook.com. I think all of my products here are from scrapbook.com actually. So in that beach vacation die, there are two sizes of palm trees. I'm going to use the largest trunk, but I'm going to use both of the palm fronds because I want to stack those together, and that's just going to give it a little bit of like extra dimension on the card. So I'm going to run that through my die cut machine using my magnetic mat. I have to just say I love it. This is my first time using it. Unwrapped it and used it, and I'm already in love. So now we're going to have two crabs, and we will have a palm tree, and then in the beach vacation die, there is a little like ground die, like you can die cut from, like we're going to make the sand. So it just has this little wavy die. So I'm going to use that to die cut our sand. My original thought was just one piece of sand would work, but I do end up die cutting two, and I'm so glad I did. It looks a lot better. I'm also going to be using some really cute patterned paper from the Sunkissed patterned paper, and it's just this fun beachy theme, and it's just darling. And so I'm going to use a blue and white polka dot for our background, but there are so many fun, so here it is here. Isn't that so pretty? But there's so many fun little images. There's one that has just little crabs all over it, and oh, I have to figure out a way to use it because it is just darling. So here's where I'm deciding I need to have another piece of sand. And the cool thing about this little die is you can flip it around and it'll go in a different direction, so it doesn't look like you have the same piece going the same direction, which I like that. Little details like that I notice. So I'm just going to trim that out. And now we have our little island here. So I'm going to line that up. I want to see how far up I can go because I need to be able to lay out my sentiments. I am going to stamp my sentiments directly onto the background. So I do like to bring in my elements and lay it out just a little bit so I can get a visual of where I want things and how I'm going to want that to look. And again, I'm using sentiments from the Thanks Friend stamp set. And so this is going to say, you make me smile. And then there is another little sentiment that says, love you. And so I'm just deciding which one of these fun little sentiments I want to use. So I just need to make sure that this long sentiment can fit with my palm tree, and it does. And then I'm going to line up that love you sentiment underneath. And so I can just put this in the Misty, and then I can stamp it onto my background. And then I'll just center that love you right underneath that other sentiment. And I think you could just give this card to your sweetheart, because we got 2 little crabs on here and they're just so darling. I just think they're so, so fun. So let's place this in the Misty. I do want to make sure, obviously, that my sentiments are straight because I am stamping them on my background. I am not going to stamp this on another piece of paper and trim it out like I normally would. Sometimes I do just like the sentiment onto the background. So making sure it's nice and straight. I'm going to check that on the grid of my Misty. And then I'm going to use some black ink to ink those sentiments up a couple times. I think 3 times. I got a nice, good, really crisp black image. Let's adhere our sand. This front bottom piece, I only adhered the adhesive at the bottom. That way I could tuck the other piece behind it. That is perfect. And I'm just going to trim that little bit of excess off the side. This is an A2 size. This will fit an A2 size card base. Now look at our cute little crabs. Let's put their little eyeballs on. So there's the 2 little black eyeballs, and they are going to stick up above his head because, you know, when you see crabs, that's just kind of how they look, and they're so funny. And I will add some extra detail to the crabs here in just a little bit. And it just makes them come to life, gives them a little bit of character. So let's get this other little eyeball. I just could not get it to flip over and put that right into place. How cute are they? And then let's put our palm tree together. So remember, I die cut the large palm fronds, and then I did the small one, and I'm just going to figure out a way to layer them, and it just gives it a little something extra. And I really like how that turned out. So now I'm going to tuck that in there. I did decide I wanted to do a little bit of, I'm going to say distressing, but it's not really distressing. I want to add some white to this. So I am going to use Hero Arts Unicorn ink, and we're going to do a little bit of distressing to the background. But first, let's add our little details to our crabs. I'm going to add some white dots to the eyes, a little bit of highlights to the body. And the sentiment says, "You make me smile," but these little crabs don't have a mouth. So I'm just taking a black pen, and I'm going to just add a little smile to each one of these crabs, a little bit of a different smile to each one. And then I'm going to add some little dots where their cheeks would be, just to give them a little something extra on their bodies. But look how cute they are. I just love this little die cut. It's so, so cute. It's just like the perfect little die to just make a quick little card with. So here I'm just going to finish those highlights on the second crab. I love to use a white gel pen. I just think it adds great detail to your images. And then I'm going to do the same thing for my palm tree. So sometimes I add a little line and a couple little dots, or just one dot. There's really not a rhyme or reason to it, just to add a little something. And then the little embossed areas on the trunk, I'm going to add that dot too. Now I'm going to take the Hero Arts Unicorn ink and just ink blend around. I was hoping I could see it on the blue, but I didn't. I was even trying. I'm like, do I see it? I don't. But you could definitely see it on the sand color, so I went with that. And I just think it's a fun little extra touch. Let's get our pieces adhered to the background here. That palm tree is going to go right next to the sentiment. I do want to have some foam adhesive behind my crab. So this first one is going to have 2mm foam adhesive strips. And then the other crab is going to have 1mm foam adhesive strips. I love, love, love having different depths, heights, depths, width, whatever you want to call it, of foam adhesive, because I love dimension on my cards. And so to be able to just choose different sizes, and I even have a 3mm. I don't use that one as often, but then you could just get so much dimension, and I just love that. Look at how cute these little crabs are, just waddling through the sand. I just think it's darling. I'm going to add some dots to the sand itself with that white gel pen. This is just going to add a little extra something to the sand to give that a little more interest. And then I decided to bring in the white pops of color, and we're going to add a few dots around the sand as well, and that will be the finishing touch. This will be adhered to a white A2 size card base, but let's take a look at this up close. Look at those little crabs. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. The sentiment is cute, the palm tree is cute, the paper, I just adore the paper. And I just think this card turned out so fun. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this project, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.